Hey, thanks for joining us. So we got lots of questions on our trip and after our trip about lots of different Tesla related topics, and one of them that came up a lot was, especially I think because of day 10, where we were driving through Eureka and Grants Pass, and a lot of people said, what would you have done if you had run out of electricity?
Right. So I mean, we played that up a little bit. I mean, yes, Tesla wanted to route us back the other way, but there was at no point that we were going to run out of electricity. We got there with plenty of juice, and we didn't have to do all the silly things that we needed to do. It was just to be safe, but as we showed that there was a huge safety margin that we had.
Right, we had 40, 50, 60 miles left in the battery to go do things. And so what would those things have been? So let's say that we got to where we needed to get to and we were coming up short.
First of all, the Tesla is constantly updating its graph. It's saying, you know, oh, if you keep going at this current rate, you're going to run out of juice by here. So usually there's a supercharger in between the two places that you want to go if you're going to run out of juice.
What if there wasn't? What if you're in some remote place?
Okay, so let's say you can't get to a supercharger. You've, had to do a bunch of errands back and forth between a place, and you've used a lot more juice than you thought that you would. One thing you can do is look on PlugShare. It basically shows you where all the electric chargers are for regular electric cars like the Volt and the Leaf and the i3, and you can use those.
Hey, can we show them what we're talking about?
Yeah. So when you get to a normal charger, the plug won't fit directly in your car, but don't worry because
Tesla thought of that.
Yeah, Tesla comes with an adapter. So this connects to the regular electric car charger and it goes right into your Tesla.
Right.
It's not a big deal. You just plug it in and it works every time.
Right. So what if you're driving along though through some remote place and you can't find a PlugShare?
Okay. So if there's no PlugShare along the way, there are still options for you. You can pull into a RV park. They have chargers there, because if you need to charge an RV, it's very similar to charging an electric car.
But I got a lot of people that asked me, well, wouldn't you need some special thing? Teslas all come with this,
right?
Which is the special thing, I guess you would call it, which is basically just a fancy extension cord. One end plugs into your Tesla.
Yep.
This goes right into your Tesla. The other end comes with either this, which plugs into
a regular outlet.
Regular 110 outlet,
right.
Or you can push this little button and pull this off and then stick onto it this little thingy, which would be...
That's a dryer outlet.
That's a dryer outlet. So basically anything in America that you can think of is taken care of by this cool outlet. So what happens if you could only plug in at your friend's house and they only had regular 110 in their garage?
So that's no big deal. I mean, you would park in their garage or outside their house, get an extension cord. You'd plug this into the wall and then you would charge. You'd get about 3 miles per hour.
So people have asked me a lot, what does that mean, 3 miles an hour?
So every hour that you charge, you're going to be getting 3 miles of range.
Well, isn't that lousy?
It's not great. However, it's not the...
Burning gas. Yeah.
3 miles per hour is not a great charge rate. However, it's much better than a conventional car. If you run out of gas in a regular car, first of all, you have to have the right container. You have to go walk to a gas station, bring it back to your car, and that'll only get you, a few miles of range.
That's true, and gas stations aren't everywhere. There's about 100,000 gas stations in the country, a little more than that.
Yep.
But there's a lot more places to plug in a car.
Absolutely.
Because any outlet you can think of.
Right.
So, for instance, we said RV park, but you can go to a hotel, you can go to a restaurant, you can go to almost any business, you can go to a gas station, you can go to a house, and
right.
You can probably get them to allow you to plug in. Now, what if you get to, say, one of these, a dryer outlet?
So that doubles the amount of juice that you're pumping in, so you get 6 miles per hour.
Well, actually, it depends how many amps it is, but you can get even more than that. You
really?
You can actually get 20, sometimes 30 miles an hour. Can we talk about destination chargers for a second? Because a lot of people...
That's another...
So on your map, when you're in your car, it'll show you all the superchargers, but there's also what are called Tesla destination chargers. And those are pretty awesome. They pump out a lot of juice, more than usually just a dryer or a house.
Right.
Not as good as a supercharger,
right.
But they usually give you something like 40 to 60 to 80 miles an hour.
Right.
That means that basically in 2 or 3 hours you can be back to full tank.
Right.
And those are located mainly at hotels, a lot of restaurants, a lot of destinations, so places that you might want to go and actually be there for a few hours. And so you look on your map, you'll see them allocated. You can click on them to navigate to them. You can call them.
Yep.
And like, so we, on our trip, we went to a couple destination chargers. We went to one in Gig Harbor, for instance. It was a hotel.
Yep.
And it had a destination charger, so we parked there overnight, woke up in the morning, car's all charged.
Right. Same thing in Reno, destination charger, no big deal. You just plug right into it just like you would a supercharger.
A little tip, if you're an entrepreneur, you've got a business of some kind, you should contact Tesla and see about getting a destination charger installed at your business, whether it's a restaurant, a hotel, any kind of business really, because it'll pop up on their map and then every Tesla will know about you and they will stop there and they will use your business and they will be there for a little while they charge, so they will actually enjoy having a meal or whatever they're doing.
So let's say we were in the absolute middle of nowhere. There was there was no houses anywhere.
I would call the 1-800 number for Tesla, and they have roadside assistance throughout the entire country. So they would send someone out from their roadside, just like AAA, who would come out and either put your car in a flatbed and bring you somewhere, or they would come out with a charger and give you some juice to get you to the next place.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's kind of like what AAA would do if your car broke down. Now you know.
If you have any other questions, please put them in the comments. We'd love to get back to you.
We would.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you.